Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, good people? Back at it. Shango Rising, DeAndre Washington, Speak Easy, whichever alias you know me to go by. He is me, and me is I, and he is him, and all that good stuff. Ha ha ha. Now we back doing the Sagittarius forecast for 2020. See what's going on for 2020. Shout out to Sagittarius. I know some really good Sagittarians. Sagittarius, as I like to call them sometimes. Y'all some pretty interesting people, man. Pretty interesting. I dig y'all. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get right into this reading. So the first card that I pulled, Sagittarius for 2020 for your forecast, is the Devil card reversed. So basically, what the Devil card means is that when it's reversed, like the Devil card represents like your, it's almost like the vices, things of that nature, things that you kind of take comfort in, indulge in, things like that. And sometimes, it's great to engage in certain things of that nature. However, we have to have balance, because without balance, the lack of balance creates different circumstances that we have to deal with. So it's very important that we balance things out. When the Devil card shows up reversed in the spread, it usually means that you're starting to realize that some of your negative habits have caused you to be unhappy. Um, so, like I said, some of those vices that you guys, Sagittarius, are involved in, it could be food, drugs, sex, um, anything that's a vice, that's something that you kind of overindulge in, and kind of takes you out of your balance. You need to evaluate that and balance that, because it's keeping you in a place of where it's kind of like you got some things to think about, but you're kind of like putting them off, kind of avoiding it. Not even necessarily avoiding it, but just like you got some things to think about, and you don't really want to get to that deep in thought, so you just kind of immerse yourself in different things. You really got to take some time, Sagittarius, to evaluate this, because you got some things that you got to, like I said, think about that's coming up that you need your full attention on. You need to be able to focus on. You need to be able to be in a place of making a good decision and using sound judgment and discernment. So cut those vices down, balance them out. I mean, you can't. I ain't saying cut them out, but definitely balance them, or any negative habits that are serving you right now. Next card I pulled is the Hermit card. Also, quick little tarot one-on-one. Like the Devil card that I just pulled, and the Hermit card. These cards that are like, that aren't connected to a suit, like a wand or anything like that. These cards are called Major Arcana cards. So when the Major Arcana cards show up in your spread, they're like major things that are happening. It's like a major thing. So it's things that you have to, be mindful of, more so than like, you know, a Four of Wands or something like that. Four of Wands is just more like in this particular example, the Four of Wands would just represent like the offspring of the major issue, or things that you have to just kind of tighten up. These are kind of like are indicative of things in your life that are major that you got to really pay attention to. The Hermit is symbolic of, just taking some time to reflect. You got some big decisions coming up, Sagittarius, so we're going to need to like find some solitude, not necessarily like wall yourself off, but you need to take time and think about everything that you have going on, the different routes that you may take, the different consequences and circumstances involved in these routes, the pros and the cons. Really take time to think about that, because it's a big time in your life. It could be a time for change. if that's an option. I mean, but actually, not necessarily this physical change. It could be like a mindset. But you really got some thinking to do, some things to think about. So take that time, kind of unplug sometimes, and just think about what you have going on, because you have some things that are going to require you to be thinking in your right mind, not with your, emotions, or not based off of like your ego or anything like that. You got to take some time to think about what's coming up. The last tarot card in this particular spread, Sagittarius, is the King of Wands reverse. Um, what this is telling you is that, like I said, you got some things to think about. Let's run back to the spread again. You got to get rid of these vices that you have and these things that you're using to distract you from what you have to think about and what you have to decide on. That's why you got to get rid of these, so you can take the time to figure out, what's going to be the best route for you, what's going to be the best decision that you can make for the things that are upcoming in your life that are major, like fork in the road type things. And this card, the King of Wands, is telling you that you need to be able to take charge. You need to be able to have vision. You got to be able to operate out of your own authority. Um, this also could mean that if you're like in a group setting, there could be a person that's like an arrogant person that's leading it, who's going to kind of like mess things up based off of their arrogant nature and their ego. Just be prepared for that, so that you can combat that and basically use your logic and your vision to see, what I'm saying, through the situation. Um, yeah, this is more so about taking charge and having the authority to make the best decision, and not feel like, you owe anybody, or not feel like you're not going to be loyal if you make the best decision for you. Take charge, Sagittarius. It's that time. You know what to do, but you just got to take that time to think about it, so that you can know for sure that you're on point. And last card I pulled out of the it's the last card of the spread, but it's the playing cards. Like I said, they're very powerful. I usually use them to clarify some things in my readings. So this is the spades, and spades correspond in the tarot to the swords. So usually swords are indicative of battles outside of us that people bring to us, and things of that nature. Um, the six tells us that we're unlikely to reap success from our hard work. Now, that could be misleading to the regular perception. It, it more so, in my interpretation, means that you have to be clear on your direction of where you're going, because if you work too hard in the wrong direction, if you're steered by situations or people who govern over you, and you trust their authority, then it may be a lot of hard work, like double work, that you have to put into this. Um, you need to basically just follow your intuition, follow your heart. Um, there's nothing wrong with working hard. I'm not detesting hard work in this video, but sometimes we just have to go with the flow. Sometimes we miss our blessings because we don't flow with the energy. We figure like, oh no, it has to be harder than this. I got to work harder. I got to do this. I got to do that. That's true in certain situations. Sometimes you do have to give more effort, put in more elbow grease, as my mom likes to call it, to get something done. But it's not always the answer. Sometimes the answer is to flow with ease, and not bang your head against the wall, go against the grain, and things of that nature. So, yeah, Sagittarius, cut those vices down, balance those out, take some time to reflect on the options you have before you so that you can make the best decision. And then just take charge, have that vision, have that authority. Watch out for, like I said, an arrogant leader, someone who feels like they know it all, they know the way. Just kind of be prepared for that. See how you can counteract that in the best way that you can. And just know that, working hard is important, but sometimes don't ignore the flow. Go with the flow, and it will allow you to reach and find that success that you're looking for, versus just banging your head up against the wall all the time. All right, good people. This concludes the 2020 forecast. I'm going to be doing some other videos here shortly, other spreads about coming up for the coming months, and seeing what's coming energy wise and for the different signs. So just be on the lookout for those. If you haven't subscribed to the page, hit that subscribe button for me. Like video if you like it. Leave a comment. If you need a personal reading, definitely hit me up in my Facebook inbox. I'm under Shango Rising, CHANGO space RISING. Hit me up on IG under Eternal Student 318. And my YouTube page is called Real Life Expression. So I'm about to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all. Hope that it resonates with y'all. As I said, if you need any readings, get at me on my page. Till then, though, I'm going to holler at y'all. Let y'all with their heads up. Peace.